on here to show you guys how I strain my infused cannabis butter. I was getting a couple people asking me to do a quick tutorial to show them. So first things first is invest in a French coffee press. I highly, highly recommend to do that. It makes this process so much easier and it just makes it go by so much more smoothly. So get a French coffee press. You got your infused butter. I have this right here. It's already prepped, ready to go. I just use a container, like a reusable container, to scoop out my contents and put it inside of the French coffee press. So that's what I'm going to do. It might make a little bit of a mess. A spoon, you can use a spoon if you have a spoon. I'm just using what I have, so I like to recycle, so we'll go with that. So you're just going to scoop out your butter carefully. Now, of course, this is going to make a mess, so I kind of let it drip a little bit into its thing. You're going to want to do this when the butter is still warm, so it will strain easily. I'll just carefully pour it in there. Nice green color. If you have a ladle spoon, it would probably make it much easier. That's what I normally do it with, but I just moved, so I'm using this. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but I swear this, using the French coffee press does make it, for me, go more smoothly. Of course, having all the right utensils would too, but we'll just go with this, right? So you're going to pour this all in there. I fill it to about that, where the top line is, right here. So just a little bit more. Okay, so then you're just going to put the top on, the lid, and make sure you hold the top while you push down. And this will separate all of the plant matter to the bottom. See how I push it down right there? So then I can easily pour this into whatever container I want. So I have these little trays that I got. I'm going to pour them in these little butter molds. We'll go from there. This is the first time I've used these molds, so I'm pretty excited. I should have started from the far end. I do that. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share these. It's a really nice green color. And be looking on my page for my recipe. The recipe is very simple, crock pot recipe. Really, if you use a crock pot recipe, you do not really have to decarb your cannabis because it does it while it's cooking in the crock pot. But I always decarb just because that's how I've always done it. But yeah, simple, easy crock pot recipe. Be on the lookout for on my page for that. And look, I don't want to pick it up. I'm so kind of nervous it will spill. And it has these little chops. And I will stick this in the fridge. Look. Woo! I have one more of these molds to fill, and then the rest will just go in little plastic containers that I get at the Dollar Tree. So there's that, you guys. Super simple. Like I said, invest in a French coffee press. You will not regret it for this process.